Hi guys, and welcome back to part 3 of winCC for Siemens HMIs. In the last video we just looked at setting up the connections, which we did here. We can now close that down and we go back to our main screen 1. So let's look at adding some screens in. When you initially started the project, it will add one screen in for you. Now that you can rename just by hovering over it and right clicking and rename it. So we can call that main screen if you want. It doesn't matter what you call it anything you like. It has no influence anywhere else in the program, other than when we go to the VB on the scripts later on, that we can look at using the name of the screens. The one thing I will show you how to add a screen there. Just double click the add screen and you see it will add a second screen in there. I won't rename it, I'll just leave it as it is for now, but beware. In fact, I will try and rename it. I will try and rename it Overview. Okay, now as soon as I hit this, it won't allow me to do it. If I call it Over-View, it allows it. Now why won't it allow me to call it Overview? Well, there are one or two things that I will go into in later videos, but for now I want to show you why. If you just hover your cursor up to the top of that screen, left click it, you'll see that the line appears, your cursor changes, and then drag that down. You will see that this is a hidden screen behind your screen. Your screen is at the bottom here. I've just double clicked that, by the way, which is why that bottom little window has disappeared. But that is a hidden screen. Okay, I can then bring it back up to the top and it hides it again. That hidden screen there is what they call the overview. Okay, now when you run your program, you won't see this line or anything, but it's an overview screen. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit more later when we use our MS-COM and a couple of other things. Oops. Okay, so for the time being, be careful that you don't actually drag that down while you're editing your screen, but just be aware that there is a hidden screen behind there, and Siemens calls it Overview. We've got one and we've called it Over-View, which allows us to do that. Okay, so we've created our screen. What's a template? Well, the template is a basic screen or basic graphics that will appear on every screen. At the moment, if we open up the template, there is nothing there. Okay, now what we'll do is just show you by start putting on some simple objects. I'm going to put a couple of buttons here. Okay, I'm just going to drag some buttons and well, just make them roughly the same size. You can copy these and paste them. Okay, so there we go, we've just placed 3 buttons on the template screen. Now if we go into our main screen, and let's just increase this back up to 100%, if you scroll down you will see those buttons actually appear slightly greyed out, not quite as highlighted as they are in the template, but still there on the main screen and the overview screen. And if I add another screen in, the buttons appear there as well. Okay, so what's that all about? Well, I use this quite a lot because I create a template where I may have on the screen a set of buttons. Let's go back to the template. I might call one double click the button and our properties appear. Let's just pull this up. Okay, and we've got the text here, so I might want to change this text to start. Now, just to go through this, highlight this again, that when we change our text, there are two states for a button. A button goes on and it goes off, so it gets pressed and unpressed, if you like. You can have the text change when you press the button, or keep it as something different. You could say start, and then when you're pressing the button it can say starting, or you can just allow it to say the same thing as I have done in the bottom here. Okay, so oops, so at the bottom here I've got text when the button is off, in other words not being pressed, and text on when I'm pressing the button. Okay, and you can actually choose whether to have that or not. I tend to have them off. If I scroll across to the second one, I can do the same. So we can go stop and click that one and have stop on there as well. Oops, sorry. There we go. So you've got stop when your button is pressed, and this would be normally reset. Now the reason why I'm just showing you this here is because it's part of the template. I like having a menu system along the bottom of the screen, and I'll show you this on another project at a later date. But what this allows me to do is it allows me to put these on the template, and then on every screen that appears, these same buttons. And if I run the screen, if I go into our runtime, simulation, you'll see that even though they appeared slightly grayed out in our main screen, they are here operational. Okay, see how that first start is slightly at the top, and then I've left a space and it's gone down. Okay, so you see why it's changing. These two just keep their values, their text values, that is. Okay, so the template allows you to create objects on a template that will appear on every screen that you start to make on your list here. Okay, so it'll appear there. You can change whether that particular screen is used by the template, or the template is added to that screen. And I will try and find it here because I keep forgetting. Appearance, text. These are all the properties, by the way, on the left hand side that I'm going down. So you'll see I've highlighted the button, the start button here, and these are all the properties: events, appearance, enable the object, etc., etc. And somewhere in here there was somewhere where you could actually say use a template, and I can't find it at the moment, which is just typical. Right, miscellaneous template button 1, runtime, we'll find it later. We'll find it later. Okay, so you can actually choose on the. I know why I can't find it. Okay, we were actually on the template screen. Okay, so if I'm looking at my main screen here, the general says, here it is, use template. So on my main screen I'm using whatever I have added to the template screen. If I uncheck that box, then the template doesn't appear on that particular screen, and if I run it again, it'll take a second, you'll see that main screen is our first screen that is appearing and the buttons have gone. Okay, so I'm not using the template. Okay, so I will put that back on. Alright, so what we've just covered there is quickly how to create a template and how to have that added to each and every screen that you make. we've added a screen, we've renamed the screen, and we've just quickly had a little look at some of the properties. And as far as our template is concerned, we've added 3 buttons to create the template. Alright, I hope that's been helpful. I know I've dotted around that a little bit and I've been a bit jumpy on what we've been doing. Hopefully it will have the next video a little bit more planned than this one, but I hope that's been useful, and yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Take care, and hope you like it, and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Take care now, bye bye.